Welcome to Fun Kids India and also welcome to another episode of Principal's Talk Show. Yes, we are back with another episode of Principal's Talk Show only on Fun Kids India. And this time we also have an amazing set of principals on the panel with us who are going to discuss with us on this creative topic that is this topic is actually such an out of the box topic. So I will be telling you what the topic is. Firstly, the topic of discussion for today's episode is students parliament in school, is it a good idea? So that's what the topic is, and it's very different than the usual topics that we used to have on the show, but we'll be having discussion on that. But before we begin with the discussion, I actually would like to introduce our panel to you, people. So very first, we have Ms. Aarti Sharma, Principal, Sanskar Public School. Then we have Ms. Kamani S. Haldar, HOD Languages, Selapuri International School, Dehradun. We also have Dr. Smita Gandhi, Principal, CP Goenka International School, Mumbai. We have Ms. Shushma Bhadoria, Dean Activities, Unison World School, Dehradun. And we also, I think, he will be joining us in a bit, and he is Principal Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, Kunwar's Global School, Lucknow. And last but not the least, we also have the founder and CEO of FunKids India, Mr. Gagan Rana, on the show himself. So everyone, firstly, very warm welcome to all of you. Okay, so now the topic, as I said, is very interesting, and it's such out of the box topic, and it's a very creative topic. So without wasting any time, we are done with the introduction. We have already introduced you the topic. We have already told you the topic. So now, without wasting any time, let me just ask you my very first question. And the first question itself is the topic itself, which is student parliament in school. Is it a good idea or not? So let's begin with Principal Aarti. So Principal Aarti, what do you have to say according to you? What is your opinion on this particular question, that students parliament in school? Is it a good idea according to you? Are you in favor of this? I think Principal Aarti's screen is frozen or something. So
Rajni,
I would like to come.
And very good evening.
Yeah, I think we are having some internet connection issues from your side. Okay.
Rajni, I can hear you. Am I audible at the other end? I can very well hear you. In fact,
Okay.
we had started off with this. So at your end, and the screen visible as well.
Actually, your screen is frozen, but yes, we can hear you. But there is, I think, we are losing you somewhere. We are not able to properly hear you.
My end, I doesn't seem any internet connectivity issue. So would you wish me to go ahead with it, or would you wish to switch over?
Okay. Okay, sure. Let's. We would like to hear from you, ma'am.
All right. So once again, a very good evening, if I am audible enough and visible as well now. And good evening, Gagan Rana, sir, the founder and organizer of the show. And a very good evening, namaste to all the eminent panel members, principal members here. In my opinion and in my view, I strongly believe that a school parliament, the topic that we are currently talking about here as such, today's students are important citizens. Why? Because they together can aspire and develop a better nation. Sense of ownership, if they are given that position, fellow students as well on a broader spectrum, right? So when we talk about a school parliament here, it's more about how you're given that position, the ownership of the role, responsibilities that you carry. You're influencing the other fellow students on that level as well. Now, said and done, this does not only provide the students a platform whereby they can kind of come up and develop their leadership communication skills, but at the same time, they can also develop their problem solving, teamwork, any critical issues of the school to be addressed as such. So these kind of issues as well can be tackled by the students if they are given that position and ownership and responsibility factor. And not only said and done that, on the same bandwidth that we are talking about here right now, they get a sense whereby they get the school parliamentary feel, they get that advocacy feeling, how to build up a school parliament, and whereby leading to, eventually addressing the school concerns, helping the school in the growth and development aspect as well. This all said and done should be kept done with a principal goal in mind, whereby they can foster a learning environment where they can respect, value the other fellow mentors, guides, opinion as well. So all this can be done only when they are given that role responsibility factor, Rajni. In my view and opinion, definitely I am in for a school parliament. So that's what I have to share and speak about
Okay.
currently. Over to you, Rajni. Rajni, are we here?
Okay, I think we are.
I think Rajni, yeah, you carry on. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, Rajni.
so that's
Okay.
Rajni, over to you.
Thank you so much for your answer, ma'am. You actually answered it in such an amazing way, and the reasons that you gave were quite logical and quite relevant for today's, for today's generation also. So, but still, I do have a counter question for your answer, which I would like to come back to you. But before I come back to you, I actually would like to come to Principal Sushma Bhadoria, ma'am. So, Principal Sushma, the same question to you as well. So, would you say that students' parliament is a good idea or a bad idea? I mean, what's your opinion on this question?
Well, I do in favor of students' parliament in the school, but with the structured curriculum in the beginning, and it should be eventually minimized school interference in the later stage of the schooling of the student. But of course, there must be a set curriculum and set objective behind establishing the school parliament, and it should be structured and monitored by the seasoned teachers, so that what kind of uh, leadership is required, so that it could help in building up the creativity of the child, communication of the students, collaboration. They should think on the line of a problem solving person, and most important, they should be empathize the situation, that mean to say caring to each other. So keeping in mind this thing, first initially it should be structured, so that the student get habitual of, yeah, this is the ethical way of carrying the school governance, and then they will carry forward this habit once after 25 year or 20 year, once they become the member from the parliament, and their behavior will be accordingly. So I do believe, is of course yes, but it should be structured one for the at least for a decade in a school. Over to you,
Amazing.
please.
Thank you so much for your answer, ma'am. That was a lovely answer. Now, the same question to Dr. Smita as well. So, ma'am, I would like to know from you, what are your views on this topic? That is students' parliament a good idea or a bad idea?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, first of all, and thank you for having me here. It is my honor to share this this platform with such eminent personalities, principals. I today happen to read a quote by Franklin Roosevelt. Democracy cannot succeed unless those who express their choice are prepared to choose wisely, right? If we want democracy to succeed in our country, in our nation and world at large, it is very important that we prepare the next generation to make right choices at the right time. The new generation, I feel, is bubbling with ideas. They have a lot of enthusiasm, zeal, and they are the agents of change of the future. If you want them to bring that change, school is the only platform where you can give those opportunities to them, where they can learn all the skills, as very well said by Ms. Sharma and Ms. Baduria, that critical thinking, problem solving, analytical skills, these are only developed when you provide such platforms to the children in the school. So I'm very much in favor of having parliament in the school, but I also agree to Sushma ma'am that there should be a mentor, because they are young. You know, हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, जोश के साथ होश होना चाहिए. And you know, the current generation is too enthusiastic. So you know, हम कभी-कभी जोश में होश खो बैठते वाली बात होती है. So as said by Sushma ma'am very rightly, a mentor teacher who can guide them rightly, who can monitor their steps, but at the same time they also having the liberty up to a great extent so that they can take calls. They may make mistakes, but I think people learn from mistakes. Let them make mistakes, let them learn from their own mistakes, and let them explore this quality, this skills in themselves of problem solving and leadership skills and all the 21st century skills which we are talking about. So I'm in favor of having parliament in the school. I think this is one of the best platform where children can learn debating skills, persuasive skills, communication skills, respecting each other's opinions. So I'm definitely for it.
Okay, amazing. I think all of the principals are in favor of this question, that they should, there should be students' parliament in school. So, and now we have one more principal who joined us just now, and he is Principal Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra from Pulvar's Global School, Lucknow. So, firstly, hello and very warm welcome, sir. Welcome to Principal Talk.
Thank you so much. And I've been hearing wonderful reviews with people around. So thank you very much. And it's really a pleasure being a party today. Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you, sir. So I would like actually to ask you the same question. So all the three principals who are on the panel have answered the question. The question is the topic itself, that students' parliament in school, is it a good idea or not? So all of them are in favor. Are you in favor or against it?
Well, over the couple of years, I think with the model parliament in schools, they have become more standardized and they are open to debates and discussions. And having a parliament in school, I'm not well versed. What do you mean exactly? But having a student council is a form of a parliament, in fact, where they are answerable to many queries, and having an election-based student council is actually a priority these days, because just a recommendation by senior teachers to arrange for a student council is not enough. So as far as at Kumar's Global School in Lucknow, we are actually looking forward coming Saturday for a polling and a proper election with even we have given them the freedom to deliver speeches, move to the classrooms, interact, and try to suffice to their expectations. So this form of a parliament here means elected representatives, of course, to work on the issues and come up with policy making and implementation. So I believe there are two formats of this, whether we talk about model parliament or MUN, which we call it, which is again an open discussion forum where they debate on skills. And the format of parliament, which we regard as a part of it, is unconsciously there, in the form of a student council. And they debate, they interact, they come up with issues and priorities. And I believe any school and every school should have that as an elected format, with not only with the senior section, but also the primary and the junior, which reflects their way of life, because they all are learning about these things in social studies, civics, even pol science to some grade level. And this is how there is I think, a requirement, a requisite, whatever name we give it, but it's a priority. And I'm happy to share this at this platform, that you are highlighting it as one of the commonalities to be there in every school. Thank you.
Amazing. So I think all of the principals are in favor of this question. And, this is such a great platform. I mean, all the guests, all the panel that we have on today's show are in favor. So I really wish that this also happens in the real world parliament, where such great party leaders we have. So rather than questioning each other's decision, if they can work together and make one decision like we are having in today's in today's panel. So that's a great actually a great way to start the show firstly. So thank you so much for answering this question in such an amazing way. So coming, sir, I would like to come to you, Gagan sir. But before I come to you, I actually would like to, I had my counter question for Principal Aarti. So I actually would like to ask her, then I would like to come to you. So Principal Aarti, as you said in the beginning that you are in very much favor of this, just like other panel. So, but would you, it happens with children that they are already burdened with studies. They have to get good marks, and they have to be the best at all the co-curricular activities, sports and everything. Then they also are burdened with their parents' expectation, their family expectation, and then we are giving them this responsibility of being elected and then making their decisions about schools and classrooms. So don't you think that this can also become a burden and a very big responsibility for a child for a child from such a young age? So what would you like to say about that?
Sure. Thank you, Rajni. And I completely agree with Sushma ma'am, Smita ma'am, and Dheeraj sir as well on their point of view and opinions as well. Coming up to your question about whether, this kind of extra responsibility or load, I think today's generation, as I said, they are not only aim, they're very focused in what they want to achieve. They're very focused in where they want to lead towards, and they ideally are looking for a holistic development. So they would definitely be very passionate about any responsibility given to them. So this kind of a responsibility, where, as Smita ma'am and Shushma ma'am also rightly said, that they do need a mentor or a backing at, their back end, who can guide them, who can be a visionary, kind of a helping hand to them. So if they have that visionary to carry out the task or these responsibilities, it wouldn't be an extra burden on them. Probably they would enjoy doing it. Because that is something which is like, they would look forward to. Oh, I am being given the ownership. I have given that leadership role, and I need to live up to that. So academic and co-curricular always go hand in hand. So this kind of responsibility also, when they are given a leadership responsibility, they are bringing the concerns of the other fellow students, to the panel here of the school committee, etc. So they are carrying again an act whereby they are contributing towards the school development. So our ideal aim or a goal is definitely to have successful school global citizens. So probably that this is something which will be an helping hand for them. That's my opinion, Rajni.
Okay, amazing. Ma'am, I think you are the principals, and you know what is right and wrong for the children. And I think you are the best decision makers. You make the leaders of the country. So all of you are in favor of this topic. So I think there should be now, at least in India, I think we have that in foreign, but I think here in India we should have students parliament in school if all of the principals are agreeing. So I think that can be a great decision for the children's future, for them to develop skills, as you said. So now I would also like to come to you, Gagan sir. So you came up with this topic. So why did you think that this topic can help and can also become a great discussion for today's episode?
The main reason for this topic is that, the key decision of any country is decided by the political class. And so I live in England, as you know. So I've observed there that how the political system is different, like how, the children and the leaders are different. So I think this is one of the way why they're different, because they get those values, those learning, those protection in a safe environment within the school. Because all the principal, like these Smita ma'am and all, Dheeraj sir and all, they are amazing people, right? They know this, the values. They have good habits, good manners. So if we try to bring this into this whole mix, that learning those values with those children, I think the upbringing and the raising of these leaders will be great. And we will have a better leaders coming out of the school. Because at the moment, what's happening, we don't have this kind of mechanism. If we have very little, or in patches. And that's why when they go to the colleges, they got mixed up with other element, because they have no exposure to that. And then sometime we don't get the leader we want sometime, right? So if we groom them from the beginning, they will be better leaders, and better leaders will run the better country and make the country great as India was earlier. So that's why I think it's a very important topic for me personally, because I want my India to grow in a big way. And I think this is one of the main reasons that the political class has to be educated, courageous, and they have practice of decision making, policy making, and all that. And if they start early, like year 11 or 12 years, not below that, then you can actually groom them and make them better leaders when they come out of the school.
Absolutely. I think, that's great what you said, sir. And also, I think we are very near to having a second female president for India now. So, because I think Draupadi ma'am, her name is Draupadi Murmu, so she is very near to winning the election and winning the votes and becoming I would say, the second female president of the country. And if we can have, such parliaments in school from an early age for the children, so I think we will be having more females becoming, the presidents. We will not be having, especially in this time, we won't be just having the second female president. We'll be having more and more females becoming presidents and ministers and so much more. So I think this topic, that what we decided today, can help the children and the students in a great way. So now coming to my next question. So ma'am, ma'am and sir, so you are in favor of this topic, but it also happens that, when we make parliaments and when we, ask the students for the election, so sometimes there is a biasness and there is a favorness for their friends and for someone who they are close with. So how can we make it unbiased and I would say, and also non-competitive, because it also becomes a matter of competition when such thing come into play. So what happens is all the students, they become competitive. So how can we make it non-competitive and also unbiased and make it a good way? I would say we can make it a good platform for the students. So how can we make it good, unlike the real parliament in the world, I would say. So let's start with Dr. Smita.
Just to correct, so we are just we're fun team, so we are not blaming anyone, but so we're just talking, stating it in a humorous way. So we are not putting questions on someone. So we are just taking it in a humorous way. So that's why I state it like that. So Principal Smita.
Yes. So when it comes to biasness, being fair, so here I think there are two aspects. If we are talking about, one is voting. When you vote a right candidate. So in the schools, normally we see that the children tend to vote to the candidates who are their close friends, irrespective of whether they deserve or not, right? I think frequent orientations, conducting orientations before the elections, making the children understand the importance of their vote, how it is going to matter to the development of the school, of their own development, is very important. So making the children understand the importance of each and every vote, I think that is one of the ways. Then we definitely spoke about having mentors. And I feel that at times children are going to be biased. We cannot completely eradicate that part. We cannot completely ignore that part. But what I also feel is, over the years I've observed that once they will be biased, once they will vote that, okay, he's my friend, she's my friend, but eventually they will realize next year that it doesn't help. What helps is having a right leadership at the right place, right candidate at the right place. So I think that's what I said in my first section of answer as well, that children will learn from their mistakes. So they may make a mistake of voting their right or candidate of their favor, friends, but in the next election, they will definitely realize the importance of voting the right candidate. And that is what we need to instill in children, to learn from their own mistakes rather than spoon feeding and imposing our own thought process on them. I am of that opinion. And when it comes to children running the parliaments, I've seen over the years in my school, in students council and all, the moment they get that responsibility on the shoulder, the children realize that with power comes responsibility, and they automatically start behaving in a very responsible manner. And the children who have voted for them realize that he is no more my friend, he is a leader now. And it's all a process of learning, I feel, and we should give that space and time to children to learn the nuances of politics, and starting from voting, election, selection, everything. I would say it's a time, and it's a learning process, and I'm very sure it will eventually happen.
I think that's a great way to look at it, and also exactly how it happens in the real world also. We do have a favorite actor. So what happens is we see performances of different actors, but because one actor is our favorite, so we always vote for them, regardless of the fact that whether they acted good in the movie or not. But then when we see other performances, and when we see the other actor performing good, then we realize that, okay, no, that the other actor can also be, is more deserving than our favorite actor. So I think, like the real world, it can also happen. People can learn, the children can learn. So thank you, ma'am, for your answer. So now I would like to come to Principal Sushma, ma'am. Sushma, ma'am, so what are your views on this question? How can we make it in a right way?
Well, here I would like to add, ma'am Smita, that if we design a particular parameter, for example, I do organize this student council. So in order to, and I belong to boarding school completely, fully residential school. So that is the student council plays very important role, and there is do and die kind of a concept applies. So we have to be very transparent. So even somebody questions on this process, we are there with the evidences. So what I do is primarily we design the parameters, and these parameters consist of academics, then sports, then fine arts, performing arts, academic literary events, their community service aspect, IAYP, and personal behavior, because they live in the boarding houses. So in this way, we have a dedicated particular percentage which turns to be 100. And based on this, they fill their nomination form. And with the nomination form, it is vet by the concerned heads of these parameters, and then it is shortlisted. So what happens, they have to be also very careful if they are looking forward for these kind of a election. So I do believe there must be primarily first parameters, and these parameters keeping in mind the 360-degree concept of the child's development. I'm sure they will be very constructive if they are looking forward. And same time, if you just see, especially in a boarding school concept, the grade 11th and 12th, actually they are the real role models for the grade 5th students or 6th class students. So they do try to imitate and copy them, and they also look forward, yeah, this kind of a quality, if I need to, I have to work in this area. So they think of, even for example, 7th class student asked me, if I have to be head girl, what I have to do. I said, you have to do this. Okay, so they start working on it in those areas. So it gives them the constructive way to where especially in a school structure, if there are primarily parameters, so they'll follow it, and in same time they are engaged one. And this generation is net native as well as very energetic. Means we need to treat them like the adult. When the andragogy has to be pitching into it. The children who were audited earlier of 11 and 12 age, now there is a vast difference. So the child who was of age of 10 and 11 now, and if you compare to 10 years back, there's a lot of difference. They know much more.
Yeah.
So we need to be structured, and we need to lead them based on facts, evidence, and data. I think this will add. This is just an addition to Ma'am Sharma. All right. Over to you, please. Rajni, over to you.
I think she might
Hello,
be.
Rajni, over.
Yeah, she's in Indore.
Okay.
She's traveling.
Okay. So thank you for your answer, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
So
you
now,
can.
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your answer. Okay, so now the same question comes to you, Principal Dheeraj. So, sir, what are your views? How can, according to you, how can we make it in a right way, and how can we make the children, unbiased, and how can we make this platform a non-competitive and rather a learning platform?
Well, when we talk about forming a student council and developing leadership skills in our children, we have to have a showcase. Showcase some quality benchmarking has to be there. The role model, as ma'am rightly mentioned, Sushma ma'am rightly mentioned about 11th and 12th being the role models for the rest of the school. So for that reason, the recognition, the praise has to be showcased, and it has to be exhibited during the morning assemblies, that this is going to be the recognition. If you get to this location, get to this position, get to this format of your personality, you are graded as somewhat of great value, and these are the duties which you need to perform, and for that you get regard, respect, and recognition. So I think we are going to set up an example and showcase that example. Let it be a quality benchmark, that personality, the persona of the school, through the head boy, the head girl, the prefects, the cultural secretary, and everything, with a predefined notion that these are the leadership skills which you are going to be exhibiting when you get to hold of this post. And I think this is the right way, a good comparison, a good benchmark, which will give them more of that probability of being so, by being good, by practicing good deeds, and by paying attention in the class, by being a great learner, because these skills are obtained out of practice. And we need to tell them about street smartness, rather than just becoming a hard-working student or good in academics. Where we talk about, when we integrate NEP, we talk about more of life skills rather than the academics. So I think it's an overall 360-degree framework which we need to imbibe among the students, so that they become whole soul responsible, a good leader, and a good communicator, a good orator. And yes, of course, when I talk about student council skills, they are also told to speak out, to ask for the votes. So this again is one of the, I told my boys and girls also that, guys, why don't you all go and see some YouTube videos of Obama and Modi ji, as to embark on the same spirit and the same of your notion. So this worked, this really worked. And I think they are learning from real life, and that's what the experiential learning works on. Thank you.
Amazing. All of the principals are having such different, ways to answer the same question, and all of them are actually giving ideas to one another. How, if they ever plan to, start the student parliament, how can they actually do it? So thank you so much for your answer. And lastly, Aarti ma'am. So Principal Aarti, I would like to come to you, and I would like to know your opinion. So if you were to make students parliament in your school, what would be your way, and how would you like to do it?
All right. Thank you so much, Rajni. Taking the inputs from all the eminent principal members here on the panel, Shishma ma'am, Smita ma'am, Dheeraj sir, and thank you, Gagan sir, for having this amazing topic. This is something actually which is much in demand as such, and one of the most innovative topics that we could have on board. How would I, as a principal, do it? I totally believe in something which is called as the show of the students. Of course, the show of the students, which is going to be there with the campaigning part, which starts with how you are having the elected representatives from the different categories, whether it would be the head girl, head boy, captains, vice captains, prefects, and so on. So once you have those categories defined, then comes the election or the campaigning part, where they're actually kind of campaigning for what they vouch for, what they would stand for as such, what is that kind of extra skill that they have, whereby they would be able to contribute to the school's development, and how would they involve the entire thing. So I would say a proper formation of a cabinet, in a way, on a parliamentary lines as such, whereby the students are getting the same position responsibilities as we have in a parliament, and the campaigning process follows the proper electoral, where we do have an app in our school, whereby the students are allowed to go to the room, where with the click of a button they have the candidates the photograph and his name being selected, approved. So once that electoral kind of a campaigning is done, automatically the number of votes gets registered. So that kind of a vision, whereby I can have a proper transparency being maintained about setting up a school parliament. And then, of course, the investiture ceremony, etc., would be followed. Now, this all said and being done, of course, with the backing of the mentors, the teacher guides, and our team as such. So that's my vision of having a school parliament. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity actually to broadcast and share my opinion and views here.
The pleasure is all ours. The pleasure is all ours, because of panel like you and because of principals like you, we have such an enthusiastic generation. So, the credit actually goes to you. We say that we have this generation is so much better than the generation earlier. So I think the credit goes to the teachers and the principals, because the way that they make things happen in school. So I think they bring that enthusiasm and energies in the students. If it weren't for you, I don't think they will be having this energy and enthusiasm. So thank you so much to the panel. And thank you for sharing your viewpoints on this question. Now I would like to come to you, Gagan sir. So what do you have to say, sir? Would you like to add something to what all the principals said?
Yes, I think one thing is that when I say year, so it means year 6. What it means, age 11, 12, you started. That's one of the key things, because you can't give the responsibility to much younger children. And second, I think it's whatever they have mentioned, the current process like student council and all that, they're all good. So it's a good start. And I was just thinking, just see how other countries are doing, and see, is there anything we can learn from them, or can we do differently, and what are the gaps we have, and how we can improve the process itself, and try to be more productive, more consistent, so that we can have productive children, productive leaders, and the whole learning, it should be around fairness, transparency, making sure that everybody knows the responsibility, and they care about the country, they care about the class, the school, the principal, the actions, the behavior, what they say, how they talk, how they move, all those things are important. So it's that's the whole point. These are the few things I would like to add on. And the objective and the outcome is to have better leaders who are transparent, honest, courageous, have a good intelligent, and orator, poet, or what are the skills are required from good leader. We have to make sure that we specify those skills and develop those skills and imbibe those skills and help those children to achieve those skills.
Amazing. That's, I think, absolutely amazing. So lastly, thank you so much for your answer, sir. So now lastly, to all the principals and to the panel, I would like to ask, so now if given a chance, would you like from tomorrow, would you like to, your concluding answer basically. So would you like to start the students' parliament in your school? Let's start with Sushma ma'am. Sushma ma'am. So would you like to start your, students' parliament in your school if given to you from tomorrow?
I will not start exactly by tomorrow. Definitely first I will structure it with the age appropriate. I'll collaborate and form a team and same time ask for the students' opinion based on certain survey, and then whatever outcomes comes, then I'll discuss with it with my eminent team members, and then with the readiness, then I will prefer to implement and execute it. So at least it
Okay, so
will require 3 to 6 months to work out in this process, because we are boarding school, so our calendar and the timeline is very tight. In between, adjusting anything is not possible. So it will definitely, I'll think on for the next session with the my readiness of survey and the structured program with the age appropriate.
okay, amazing. So Sushma ma'am has a boarding school, but Smita ma'am, what about you? Would you like to start if given a chance from tomorrow?
From tomorrow, well, I don't mind with having just 2, 3 children initially starting with and setting a right example for others to follow, because I think children are very much prepared nowadays. But I agree to Sushma ma'am that there has to be a process which needs to be really followed so that the program runs successfully in the school. The outcome is achieved. Whenever you're starting something in the school, there has to be an associated outcome. And to ensure that the outcome is achieved, it needs to be planned well. But children are so dynamic, then even if you ask them to start from tomorrow, I'm sure they'll perform and give their best. And I don't think we should take away any opportunity from them where they can showcase their skills. So I'm all for it.
Amazing. If I would say, yes, we definitely have to schedule things, plan things, but at least we can announce from tomorrow so that the children can have that excitement that, oh, we are going to have that, a parliament. So they'll be all ready with their game. So coming to you, Dheeraj sir. So would you like to, if given a chance, would you like to start the student parliament in a school from tomorrow, sir?
Well, while I heard Sushma ma'am, I had a second opinion. When I heard Smita ma'am, I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. So I think with brainstorming, of course, we can do some brainstorming with our teachers in the next meeting. And we can very well do that as an experiment. No problem about it. It can be one of the Saturday activities. And of course, house-wise, we can do some student parliament with some debates, with some healthy debates going on in the parliament presently. What the house discussed yesterday, we can do it in the assembly time, or maybe some class or the class activity, or maybe the house activity. Why not? So I think any skill which delivers competency in communication has to be borrowed and incepted and implemented immediately. So I would certainly rethink on it and would love to execute it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And Aarti ma'am, so Principal Aarti, what would you like to say? If given a chance, would you like to start because as in India, we say "Shubh kaam mein deri kaisi." So would you like to give it a start from tomorrow if given a chance?
I am completely in with Dheeraj sir, Smita ma'am, and though understanding the hassles that a boarding school might face as such, but given me that this thing, if I have to do something for my students and where my students can be brought on that platform and they can showcase their leadership skills, communication skills, everything, something which they are building on, I am all in for it.
Great, great. So I think all our panel is in for it and is ready for it. And soon we also, India will also be having students' parliament in their schools. So amazing. I think now if we have a students' parliament in schools in India, I think the credit will go to you, Gagan sir, and also the FunKidsIndia team. Would you like to agree?
I don't know about this, but I just want to put my 2 cents into the whole thought process and see how we can make things better. And as all principals have agreed that they want to do this. And that's a really good start, right? Because single step makes the whole journey count. If you don't take that step, it won't work. So you have to have a courage and of course planning, work the plan, make the plan, and then execute the plan. Yes, you need that. So, it's my humble 2 cents to my country. I think I would say that. And I really want, as I mentioned, that this the school values and they are actually really going to help the children to become better leaders. And I think this is one of the most important activity any school or principal can do, actually, in my opinion, because they have the responsibility to make good leaders. Because it's just not the academician or scientist or engineers or doctors. No, we have to make leaders as well out. So when somebody comes out of school, and they say, okay, I'm from this school, you actually sending out the leaders out in the country to execute the policies and the values of the school, and they won't have no impact on external factor when they go to the colleges, because the base is so strong, it won't affect, because the base is so strong and values is so strong from the schools. So it's a very important, it's not a small work, it's a very important work for any school. So I would request, and even if I want to, they should start this process ASAP, and not just 4 schools which are here, but all India should start this and make it a revolution, like we get better leaders out of the schools.
Okay, so now the next time we'll be having another Mr. Narendra Modi. So they'll be giving credit to their principals. So they'll be saying because of my principal Aarti ma'am, because of my Smita ma'am, Sushma ma'am, and Dheeraj sir, I have become the prime minister or president of our country. So the credit goes to you guys. So just be ready for this opportunity as well. So thank you so much for that. And now it's time for the presentation. So now, sir, over to you. Presentation time.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you, Rajni, and really it was amazing topic. And as we see, that principal has just come on board. And I'm just going to run very quick presentation. I think what about FunKidsIndia. If you haven't got the chance, so this is the opportunity for us to just showcase who we are and what we are all about. So FunKidsIndia is going to be 3 years old business or company, with good 5 things: kids, principle, fun, learning, and positivity. So these are 5 pillars we have in our company, and that's what we focus on. And this is the agenda which we've been through it. And so I would like to start, on this. This is, we are FunKidsIndia. So I'll go to this page. So what we are all about, we make a safe program for kids. And whenever we make the programs, we ensure that the quality is there, the positivity is there, the fun and learning is there. Even our talent show is like that. And then we have our own reality show, which probably you are aware, and our many schools across India are participating in that, from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, even to Australia, America, and US, America, and UK, Germany as well. And yeah, we have our own studio in Delhi, and we're expanding very shortly, going very big. And this is what we do. We do 5 things. First one you are aware of. We have the India's Emerging Talent Season 2 reality show. And then we also act as an official media partner for various events. Recently, we did Education Excellence Conclave, which is the biggest education fair. And I probably met a few principals up there in Radisson, Delhi on 25th of June this year. And the Principal Talk Show, Season 2, we are in. Last year, we had 15 episodes. This time, we are already 10th already. I think it will be touching 15 again, a bit more. And then we have another show called Principal Talent Show. So, Rajni, you would like to mention that about it? Principal
Absolutely. So all the principals, we are soon going to have Principals Talent Show, where all of you are, if you are interested, and I think it's such a unique topic, I think you will be interested. So what is going to happen is you will have an opportunity to showcase your talent, and the IET finalist kids and teens will be judging you. So all eyes will be on you and your talent, and the kids will be judging you. So we'll be having principals from all over India and also abroad, and the platform will be yours. The spotlight will be on you, and you will be judged by the kids. So that's what the Principals Talent Show will be all about.
Yeah. I know it's a different ball game. We have turned the tables. So all the time principal used to judge, but now is the IIT finalists will be judging the talent. So season 1 was amazing. It was so fun. And hopefully season 2 going to be amazing as well. And because this time is going to be very big. And of course, the fifth things we do is we make our own songs. So we will try to play that song in the end as well. Okay, now this is IIT season 1, where these 4, including me, were the judges: Ada Khan, Delna Zirani, Soumya Chandan, and they are our sponsor. You can see Radisson Hotel, Clearwater, Raja Masale, Sea Journey, and Dopes. And these are a few of the clips for season 1 finale, where you can see Ada Khan coming to Delhi, and they're the finalists who came across India for season 1, and you see Delna Zirani as well there. So it was amazing one, and we had a lot of fun up there. Even you can see Ada Khan up there. And now we have started season 2. And Salim Merchant is a big judge for the grand finale, and you may have seen his video, which you can see from the link. And this is what we have covered so far. Like for the IIT season 2, we started our journey last year in November. It's a long one because of COVID. We started in DPSG International. We've been to many online auditions across Pan India, even NRIs as well, as I mentioned. Mata Rukmani in Sahabad, hybrid audition, Bareilly physical audition, Badhaiyun physical audition, and we've been to Jammu hybrid audition, Dehradun in Game Villa, a physical audition, and now the big one is coming for Mumbai, which is on 31st of July, and so it's in going to be Moonshine Studio in Andheri West, and I think Sanskar School is participating, and few others are participating in that. So far, we have around 15 to 18 schools and academies participating, so it's getting bigger and bigger every day. So if you are from Mumbai and listening from Mumbai, please participate in this reality show, which is 31st of July is happening. This is a tentative, this is the date we have, and then we are targeting Delhi and Chandigarh, Jaipur, Lucknow as well. There's a target date, but it depends on sponsors. So we're talking to a lot of sponsors at the moment. Hopefully, we'll cover all these places as well. Okay, and then grand finale, the date is 25th September in Delhi, and the semi-finale will be in September, where we announce that. And of these, what will happen is that we have already announced IIT season top 50 list last weekend, and now we are aiming for next top 50 from Mumbai and other places. So these are three age groups. We have a talent from toddlers 2 to 4 years, kids, second age group 5 to 12 years, third teens 13 to 19 years of age. And there were 3 winners at international level, not like other shows we have one winner. So we have given the fairness to children as well. So depending on the age, they will be winner from the school. And then we will introduce this highly engaging concept called City Top 3. So there will be a Mumbai Top 3 from each of these categories. So all of your students will get the chance to participate, and they are good at, they are of the the score highest marks, then they will be a Mumbai Top 3, and which is a so honor for any school, any child, any parent to be top 3 in the whole city. We have done this in Bareilly, we have done this in Jammu, we've done this in Badhaiyun, and even other places as well. Okay, so yeah, these are media coverage we have. You can see press conferences we have on the left, and then our coverage when we're the official media partner for EEC in Delhi, you see me in Astak, and our advertisement on or the coverage we have from Hindustan Times, and then you can see a Shatij from Bareilly getting press conference from the media, and these are the few newspaper cuttings from our DPSG DPSG which we have audition at there, and Badhaiyun you can see, plus Sahabad, Haryana on the top on the right side. So we covered all of these ones, and these are the few pictures of DPSG International. The first one, you can see the kids so happy they are, like if it's just before Omnicorn, and you can see they're so happy to come out of the houses. And we had an amazing audition in DPSG International earlier. And this is another school which Mount Literacy Z from Bean. They're given 60 students to participate, and you can see Naina Chowra ma'am in the middle. And it was amazing day when we did the audition of these 60 kids from one school. And yeah, benefits to school if they participate, international nationwide marketing and promotion, because if you allow your children to participate, then of course we'll market you, because we have standing standees up there. We are promoting you internationally, and it's a great opportunity for your management staff and students to have a good time and proud moments. Because of this COVID and all that, that fun element has gone. So we are giving back the fun element to you with some learning as well. And we can enhance the skills of the students by helping them to compete in the international talent reality hunt show. So it's international, as I mentioned, because many children have participated in America as well, but they couldn't get through. I think two sisters from Brisbane, they're singers, they are in IT top 50. So you can understand how big the competition is going to be. So please let your children participate in this. And you will see as a cultural activity supporting school, not just academic all the time. You are helping children to become a balanced child, who can help, who can put in acting, singing, Rubik's Cube, dancing. He could be a good poet. Any skill set is allowed, anything. He could be a runner, he could be a good cricketer, but it has to be an X factor in that. And yeah, we do the market for you, as you've seen. We are doing multiple marketing in various principal groups we have, plus all our social media platform. Email marketing is going on heavily. And yes, what you have to do, we have to keep your standee and background in the key locations and put hoarding. We already put four hoarding in Mumbai. I don't know if you've seen it. We just put it yesterday. So please have a look and send us a picture. You will see our hoarding in Mumbai, big hoardings. And also please lead the auditions in your city and help your children to participate. And we'll promote you where we can. We are already doing it. You have seen it already. So this is the audition registration link. And, it's 2,000 is the original price, but we have discounted 50%. It's 999 from this school, but but it's only for the school, which coming via school, but it is higher, 2,000 rupees for some schools as well. And fee will be refunded to IIT top season top 100. So anybody who in top 100, their money will be returned back. Because we are not here to make the money, we are just bring the talent. So a whole top 100, they'll get the money back. And these are categories as mentioned. And these are a Paytm number, GPay numbers we have. And of course, the barcode is here if you want to pay, and the UPI number as well. Okay. And we are the part of Child Learning Group, and which is a UK-based NRI venture, which is our company. And these are the contact details if you want to be in touch. Okay, so that's it. Any question from anyone? Smita ma'am, I think yeah. Yeah, Rajni.
Yeah, I think all the principals, I would, like Sir said, so if you have any questions, you can please ask the questions. We are here to answer, if you have any confusion or any question. Well, I think, sir, you explained it in such an amazing way. I don't think the principals are having any questions.
I'll just take a little query to it, Mr. Gagan, if you can help me. Like what actually they are going to perform in the reality show?
They're going to just showcase their talent. If they're a good actor, they will show their acting skills. If they're a dancer, they will show their dancing skills. And if they're a poet, they will come and, a self-written poem and orate the poem. So any skill set, anything we can. I think we're planning for Lucknow as well. I think there are a couple of schools already interested in hybrid. So we do hybrid as well, where your children come to your school, and then you, like Naina Chhavre ma'am in Mount Literacy Bhind school, so we can do that in your school as well. I think Jaipuria is interested, yes, Jaipuria and City Montessori as well. So we have a couple of schools already interested in that, but we are focusing Mumbai at the moment, so we are not focusing on Lucknow. But yeah, Lucknow is in the pipeline, and hybrid auditions can be done for your school if you're interested, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think, yeah, Rajni?
Yeah, so if you can have all the principals in the gallery view, please.
Yeah, they're on the gallery view.
Yeah, okay. So to all the principals, we shared our viewpoints and so many things in today's episode, and we also agreed with each other so much in today's episode, but that is not going to happen in Principal's Talent Show, because you will be getting platform and you'll be competing against each other. So that will not be possible in Principal's Talent Show, which is soon going to come up, and we are soon releasing its promo as well. So we will announce its date. And so whatever talent that you have, whether it's singing, poetry, storytelling, or even acting, whatever talent that you have and the skills that you have, so you can present your your talent on that platform, and inspire the students and the kids to to basically let them, you can also let them know that how cool and fun their principals are. They are not always strict and disciplined. They are sometimes also very fun and very, very cool. It's just like this generation. So sir, now would you like to play the song?
Yes, I can play the song. Definitely, if you give me a sec. So I think what we can do, we can end the call. Let's stop the live streaming, and then I'll play the song, because okay. So thank you, everyone. So I'm just gonna stop the live streaming, and really pleasure to have on board. Rajni, you want to close it?
Yes, thank you so much to all the principals, all the amazing principals. I would like to say, thank you for being on the panel. Thank you for sharing your viewpoints. And it was such an amazing episode. We are soon going to come up, everyone, we are soon going to come up with another episode of Principals Talk Show. We are soon going to come up with Principals Talent Show as well. So all you have to do is stay tuned and keep watching Fun Kids India. Thank you for watching us and joining us in today's episode.